Well, all right, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Drinks with Johnny, the midweek, but it's really a Friday, so you can't call it midweek.
Yeah, it's not
midweek. What do
midweek.
we call that? What do we call this? Like what we do when it's just the two or three of us?
It's like Filthy Friday, right?
Filthy Friday. All right,
Yeah.
cool. We'll go with it. How you doing today, Brando?
I'm great, bro. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic, man. I'm in Quebec City right now, and
Oh, you're in Canada?
I'm in Canada. Yes,
Oh,
I am.
shit, bro. Did
Yeah.
you get some like good poutine or maple syrup or Tim Hortons? What's up?
No, none of those because I'm on the French side. I'm in Quebec City, so it's a little different. I did have yesterday we had a day off, and I did have a nice charcuterie board in my swanky room here, and we went to dinner and had a nice dinner with the boys last night, and just more Frenchy stuff. We're a little classier than the poutine these days. I do love a good poutine though, but
Yeah.
but it's been a minute, and but when you're in Quebec City, man, it feels like little Paris, like real clean little Paris. It's a beautiful city. I really do love this fucking city. I've been here several times, and every time I come back, it's awesome. Actually, the restaurant we went to last night was next to one of the first venues we played, which was like this little outdoor amphitheater thing. And it looked really small. It's funny how, 10 years difference, you look at something, you're like, man, that looks a lot smaller than I remembered it,
Is that what happens when you take a piss?
Whoa, dude, we going straight to dick jokes today?
You know
Someone
what,
woke
dude?
up and chose fucking violence.
No, I chose coffee, so you got me energized. But dude, it's been a busy week. Like,
Yeah.
we got a lot of shit to catch up on.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we had
Like,
our
a
first
lot.
two shows
Yeah.
of the tour
Yeah.
since we last talked. Well, you and I talked. People at home don't know yet because we're going to release that episode coming on Monday or Tuesday, whichever.
Monday. Yeah.
Is it going to be Monday? All right, cool.
It'll
We'll
be
see.
Monday. Yeah.
All right, we'll see. We had Ryan Hayter, for all of those who don't know, of the band White Reaper on the show. We recorded them on Tuesday before my first show of this tour,
Right.
and then obviously everyone's going to get this episode before.
Yeah. But since then, a lot of headlines that maybe we should talk about. I know you and I are on the same page here, so let's just jump right into it. Creed has officially reunited.
Mm-hmm. I know you called it, dude. That's
I
so
did.
fucking funny. And I saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
I texted Mark to congratulate him. And he said it's gonna be pretty wild. I'm fucking excited for those guys. Like, it's gonna be awesome.
Look, for as much hate as those guys get, I guarantee you every person hating knows at least like 3 or 4 Creed songs, and they could sit there and
Oh,
like,
of course.
they can hum them. Like, I'll let my Creed colors fly high right now because I'm a Creed fan. I'm
Are you?
excited to go see Creed. Yeah, I'll go see Creed. Absolutely.
You know what's funny is when they broke out, they came with the Higher song. Can
Yeah.
you take me higher? That was their breakout song. I was in high school at the time. I liked that song. At the time, it was the first like melodic rock. I mean, if anyone at home remembers, in the late 90s, early 2000, there wasn't a lot of melody in the rock going on right around
Yeah.
that time.
Yeah.
And Creed, I heard that song on the radio and I was like, wow, there's actually a band that's kind of reminiscent of the early 90s, let's say,
Yeah.
And I was like, this is pretty cool. Now, after that, I'll be honest, I didn't get a Creed CD. I did not get into them.
Yeah.
But after knowing Mark now and the history of the band a little bit more, I'm gonna give him I'm gonna get back to it, man, and give it another listen.
Give it a listen, bro. I never owned a Creed CD or anything in that, world, but they had a lot of wrestling tie-ins, which is really where I heard a lot of Creed.
What? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they did promos back in the day to My Sacrifice, and I think like they used One or Higher for like one of the tribute to the Troop song, like soundtracks. So like Creed has had that tie-in with wrestling, which is really where I like first listened to him. And then, as I got into rock music, of course, every fucking song on the radio was like a Creed hit in the early 2000s.
I mean, they're amazing. I mean, you can't deny the hits. The hits are good hits. Like,
yeah, dude.
Like I said, I've never listened to an album though, so I don't know. Maybe there's some great songs on there, like, because like I never gave it a shot. Just like, whatever.
That's I've never dug into the deep cuts, so I don't know what else is on there. I just know the hits. Like
We should do a podcast. We should do a podcast next week like this.
Creed deep
after
cuts.
Creed decuts. We should do it.
I'm down, dude.
Maybe I'll see if I can get Mark to come back on and do it with us.
That would be fun, man.
No, I texted, like I said, though, I texted him. He seemed pretty. What's interesting, though, is their reunion is going to be on a cruise ship.
Cruise. I thought that was a bold move. Like, okay.
That's a very bold move. I expected them to come back headlining all these Danny Wimmer festivals, kind of like Limp did, you know. Same. Like I thought it was going to be more of a Limp Bizkit reunion, and they start doing like big festivals, big shows, big pays. I don't know how much those cruise ships are paying, but they got to be paying good if they're getting Creed to reunite.
That, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what they do after that. I feel like that's like early May or something, right? Or was it March? Whenever the cruise was. So I feel like that's kind of
2024, right?
Yeah, 2024. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that happens. Then maybe they hit either like a US tour or they hit the festival circuit and do, you know, the festival dates. But I don't think it's just a one-off.
Yeah, I guarantee it's not. They're not coming back out of that. And the timing is right, though, right? Because I talked to Mark about it, and that was his only trepidation about it. When anyone who's listening right now and didn't listen to the episode with Mark Tremonte of Alter Bridge and Creed, you could go back in the archives. That's still up there. And we asked about this very topic. I asked him about, is Creed going to reunite, and he said at the time, like it was just timing issues. It's not. It was no animosity or anything like that. And I feel like Alter Bridge by 2024 will be done with their album cycle for Kings and Pawns. Mm-hmm. And I almost said prawns again. I always want to say Kings and Prawns for some reason. I guess I'm just hungry. But yeah, it was. So yeah, I guess the timing's just working out. And I think it's going to be great, dude. Those guys, I mean, I guess Scott is in a much better place than he was when they broke up. I mean, that was fucking 10 years ago. I mean, don't hold the guy to his lowest points in his life. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The guy still got a great voice. It's funny. Yeah. It was like a month or two ago, I saw that Miles Kennedy was getting back with Slash, and I was like, oh shit, it's happening. I was like, this is it. It's happening.
Oh yeah, if he's getting back with Slash and that they're going back to those things. I mean, that doesn't mean that they'll go back to Alter Bridge after
eventually.
That stuff. Yeah, totally.
But it's like, dude, Alter Bridge is Creed with just Miles Kennedy instead of Scott Stapp,
which is great. I mean, I love them both. I love them both. I really
do too. I do too. I'm happy.
I love Miles. Like I still talk to him after he was on the show too. He's just a good dude. He's just a really good dude. So yeah. Congratulations to the boys. With Miles going back to Slash, that means Slash is maybe doing maybe he's got a new solo album coming out, which would be fantastic to hear. Obviously Creed coming back. Congratulations to those dudes. That's going to be huge and a good moment in their lives and careers. So cheers to you boys, man. Good on you.
Hell yeah. Cheers. And you made me win a lot of bets. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, you had bets rolling, did you?
I had bets, not only on the year of the reunion, but with the main support being Three Doors Down. So I guess some good bets
you
there.
Parlayed that in there?
Yeah.
How did you know Three Doors Down was going to be
I just had a feeling, like, if you're going out with Creed, what's that band? Like, I looked at it this way. I was like, if they're going to do like a world tour or like an arena tour, it's going to be like a Creed Nickelback co-headliner with Three Doors Down as like main support.
Wow. Creed Nickelback co-headliner. I don't want to brush over that because that's wow. That would kill.
I know.
That would kill.
Like if I'm putting a tour together, that's my fucking solid lineup right there.
Fuck, man.
Yeah. Let me ask you this. Now that we're talking about reunions and that whole world, what's one band that you would want to see reunited right now?
Oh, fuck.
That has like
that's tough.
A majority of like the original members still, with us.
Yeah, I don't even know, man. That's a tough question because I don't have. First of all, I have to think of bands that I like that have broken up, and I mean, Guns N' Roses already reunited a few years ago. That would have been my.
That was
go-to.
One on my list. Yeah,
Pantera.
Pantera.
It's not really a reuniting because I mean it's just Rex and Phil.
Right.
But I mean the other boys now it's a tribute to Pantera in a sense. So, I can't think of any bands. I'm sorry, I can't think of any bands. No Effects.
As a cop out there.
Totally. No, I really, I can't. I'm sorry. That's a great question, but I really can't think of any bands that have broken up that I mean, now that Creed's coming, I can't even think of any bands that have, been on a hiatus that I to even start with, let alone think of how they would come back. What do you have one?
I do. I have one, and it's probably like high hopes. I don't know that it would ever happen. I want Pink Floyd, dude.
Oh yeah, that's not going to happen. But that would be sick.
I saw Roger Waters solo probably like 5 or 6 years ago, and it was fucking fantastic. I'm like, man.
Oh, I got one. Is it possible for Genesis?
Okay. Yeah.
I would vibe on some Genesis. I love those songs, man. I think
man.
Phil Collins and what's why am I drawing a blank on the other dude?
Fucking I'll Google it real quick.
He had fucking amazing. They both had great solo careers after Genesis, but I still love Genesis, man. I remember watching I remember watching Peter Gabriel. Thank you.
Yeah.
I remember watching the music videos that Genesis put out in the 80s and stuff. Those were some of the coolest music videos I'd ever seen.
Fuck yeah. All right, I'll throw another one out there. Only because I've seen Ozzy solo. Let's go Black Sabbath.
Ooh. Okay, I don't consider them because they have done shows back in. They kind of one-off do shows every now and then together.
Yeah,
so
but it's not like they're
them
actively touring together, right?
Right. So, that would be that one wins. I say that's the winner.
Yeah,
right
Sabbath for sure. I never
Sabbath for sure. If you consider it that way, it's hard for me though because I have we've done shows in Europe, festivals in Europe with Sabbath. With the original, with Ozzy and everybody. Yeah. Nice. So I've gotten to see it luckily, and it's insane. But it's that would be cool. That would be cool if they did one last hurrah. Hopefully Ozzy can do it. I know his health and Parkinson's is always an issue. But
he just had to pull out of that Power Trip festival.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
that's a shame.
Yeah,
I shared a bullet train with Ozzy in Japan once.
And shit.
As we were leaving, he mooned all the Japanese fans out of the train. It was pretty funny, man. It was classic. I was just like, that's why you're the fucking Oz, man. Like, that's just so good. Like, I love that dude. Just everything. I don't know the man personally, but everything that I see about him and the close proximity I've been to him, he's just a good dude. It seems like, we did Ozfest. He was up on stage in 2006. We did Ozfest and we were sound checking, and he came up on stage and was just walking around checking us out, and I was like, this is Ozzy. I think I was
pretty fucking rad.
I think I was like 20 years old at the time. It was wild, man.
Man, good shit.
Good dude. Right. Good dude.
Yeah. Well, let's open it up. Comments. If you have a band that you want to see reunite, drop it down below in the comments on YouTube or tweet at us or Instagram, whatever the fuck. Just tell us.
Yeah, or just put it in the reviews on the on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
We do like reviews.
We do like them, even the bad ones.
We don't read them.
I've read them before. It's been a while. I've read them before because I remember there was one like early on that made me giggle. Like someone called me woke, and I was like, "What? I'm a fucking 38-year-old man. Like I ain't fucking woke." I was like, I don't even know. I didn't even know what the fucking term meant at the time, to be honest.
Fuck, man.
That was fun. That was
so
fun.
Good. Well,
yeah.
All right. Let's talk your shows, bro. How'd the first show go?
First show was amazing. That was Camden, New Jersey. After we talked to Ryan that day, went to or the day before, right? At any rate, the night before the show, we actually went to the venue. We were staying in Philly, so we went to the venue and just to check out the sound and the lights and the video content to start the tour. We were there till like 3:00 in the morning, man, working on the shit, collabing with our crew and just making sure we liked everything. They had a great stuff. They have great stuff going already, but we wanted to fine tune it with our vision. And so we did that. Really confident going in there, and it was a great show, man. Looked good. Oh, was really cool. Kim Dracula played their first show ever
That was my next question.
Ever.
Because I saw people on Twitter like getting rowdy, like, hey, someone let us know how Kim Dracula is because it's their first show. So how was it?
So I think that they did as good as possible for the first. I mean, because I talked to funny enough, one of our old tour managers is tour managing Kim right now, Jim Caroscio. So we got to talk to him after the show, and I verified. I was like, so I've heard that was their first show ever, and Kim, and I believe his the brother. I don't know how to use the right pronoun there. Sorry.
You're trying.
I'm trying. I'm trying my best. But yeah, his brother's in the band as well, and it's first time he's ever been on a stage, to my understanding.
Crazy.
Ever been on a stage, period. And I mean, people were starting to. They're the opening band, so the place wasn't the full 10,000 that it ended up being at the end of the night, but it was, I mean, a few thousand, I would say, were there during the day, and I think that there was some technical issues, I would say, gotcha. But your first time on stage ever, there's still technical issues going on our show. You know what I mean? Like, so it's not a slight on them at all. I actually thought it was a really great show for first show ever. Stage presence was great. I was picking up a lot of Gerard Way vibes, actually.
Really?
Yeah, like which is a compliment. I think Kim's got something good, and I actually started listening to the record a little bit. It's fantastic. It's another one of these new artists that I'm loving, that just mixes up everything and just goes for it. It's like a poppy vibe, not like pop music, like Poppy, right. the artist Poppy.
Yeah.
Mixed with like a little bit of Manson in it. You can't. I mean, that's definitely still part of it, or like Ghost Main. It's really cool stuff, man. I congratulated Kim afterward. I watched the whole set. And I congratulated him afterward and shook his hand, or shook their hand. Yeah. And said, a quick hello. That was the only interaction so far. So, but we got a few weeks on the tour, and then so we'll get to know each other a little bit better soon here. But
so let me ask you this: peel back the curtain a little bit, if you can. How does something like this come about? Like, who put the tour together and said, "All right, Kim Dracula, that's the opening act we need here"?
Well, it's a process, just like anything else. We set up the tour. Basically, we're going to go to these places. It's us, and you go, well, we take it. Yeah. And then you ask, booking agents, everybody around, like who's available first, who's a good support act that would make sense with it. For us, we wanted to also put in a stipulation. We wanted something different. We love all the bands we toured with before. We just don't want every tour to be with our same group of friends. So we want to mix it up a little bit. Which is funny because we brought back Alexis on Fire. I was just talking with those dudes the other day too. They reminded me that we took them out in 2004 with My Chemical Romance.
Oh, wow.
Back then. And this was back when we were playing theaters and stuff in 2004. So we took both those bands out, and they reminded us. I was like, oh shit, I had forgotten. I knew that we had done shows together, but I didn't remember it was a full tour. Yeah. So this is our second tour with Alexis on Fire. So that just came about. We're going through Canada. They just reunited with their singer Matt. It's a big deal for them. And Canada's a huge deal for them. So it made sense. Love those dudes. Great band. Just a great rock band. Man, they still have wedges out there. Everyone uses in-ears, right? They got fucking wedges on stage. I saw that. I was like, dude, that's rad. Like that's a throwback right there. So, great dudes. And then with Kim specifically, that got brought up through management. Samantha over at Velvet Hammer brought up the idea because they hadn't done any shows. Yeah. But huge TikTok social media following, absolutely massive. And they did the song with Jonathan Davis,
Okay.
which Velvet Hammers
Yeah.
also manages Korn, so there was that collab there.
Right.
And yeah, so it was brought up as an option. I didn't know what I'd never heard of Kim before that.
Yeah.
But she brought it up, so I started checking it out. We all started checking it out. We're like, yeah, that's awesome. It's different. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
And to be able to be the first, to give them their first run,
Right.
that's another part of it too. At this point in our careers, it's not just about who we want and who's going to sell tickets or anything like that. It's very little to do with that at this point.
Yeah,
it's like
giving that rub, man.
Yeah, we're trying to give the rub, trying to help out new artists, trying to as well as, just give the fans something different,
Yeah. That's cool, man. Because what a fucking launch pad to start. Like, hey, my first show is on this tour with Avenged Sevenfold and Alexis on Fire. Like, fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. And seem like really good people too. Like from the small interaction I've had so far. And they're gonna be on the second leg too. So
nice.
We got I got a lot of time with them. I'm looking forward to getting to know them behind the scenes a little bit.
Very cool. Very cool. I'm glad tour's going well. I did see though, however,
I knew it was coming.
What happened, man? Come on. Come on, man. I know my man's in the Barbie movie, but is he really made out of plastic that he broke that quick? Come on.
It should have happened in Mattel. That would have been a lot funnier. Yes, as most of the listeners at home and watchers right now know at this point, if you're a fan of my band Avenged Sevenfold and not just Drinks with Johnny, my best friend and guitar player got hurt on stage the other day and had to finish the set behind the curtain. I don't want to get too deep into it, to be honest, because it just feels a little whorish to make it all about that. Yeah. But I will say he's fine. And I'm just waiting until he's 100% to really lay into him about it, because it's pretty fucking funny. Like, if I'm being honest, like, it's, as my best friend, like, I just want to lay into him so bad for getting hurt on stage. Like, it's just amazing.
It's funny because I saw like a video of whatever song it happened. It happened during the stage, right?
Yeah, during the stage.
Yeah. Okay, so it happened during the stage, and then in the video, I just see you on stage going, "What?" Like, just. Like,
I was like, what the fuck is going on? Because he just walked off stage. We had no idea. It was in the middle of it. And even Matt was like making comment. Like, we are all looking at each other like, where the fuck is Brian? And it was really funny. Cause then like Matt got on the mic after the song, was like, oh, he's just back there fucking tinkering around. And then we finally realized he wasn't coming back out when we started the next song. We were going to start the next song. And so I went back there and I was like, what the fuck's going on? And he was hurt. Yeah. Or I'm sorry. God. Our Dylan, our Pro Tools guy, told us over our ears that he was back there hurt. He tweaked his leg or something. He's back here. So I went back there to check on him. And he was feeling sad, man, and in pain, sitting on a stool. And, I saw like some comments after we posted about it yesterday. And I saw some comments about people asking like, well, why couldn't he just wheel himself back on stage and sit on stage? And to be honest, it was the EMT's call. We didn't know this whole thing. Like, we didn't know exactly what happened. He didn't know exactly what happened. He just felt like this sharp, crazy pain in his calf just come out of nowhere. Not sure if something was thrown on stage, whatever the case may be. Maybe he just randomly tweaked it. Maybe it was his Achilles. We were wondering all these things at the time. So it wasn't like a clean break. Like a clean break, just fucking set it and go sit out on stage, right? But he couldn't move because we didn't know what the problem was. You know what I mean?
God, dude.
So he just sitting there. He's like, well, I guess I'll just play guitar back here.
Props to him for actually like saying, yeah, I'm just going to sit back here and play. Like,
it was pretty fun. It made it a pretty special show. That has never happened. Never. He's gone back. I mean, each of us has had to go back and like fix some technical shit for like a song or two, maybe whatever, something like that. But not that many songs, not like for that long. That was a different one. And it was really awkward for us to, I mean, I'm like sitting there going like, I'm used to having this fourth guy. Brooks is always in the back, but I'm used to having this fourth dude occupying his space in the stage. Like we've been doing this for over 20 years together. We kind of know where everybody is. Like we don't choreograph anything, but we know where everyone's at all times. And him not being there, I was like, I got to go fill that space now. It was fucking wild, man. It was, but man. At the end of the night, we got to talk to him. He got to the hospital, checked out, everything was okay. It should just be sore. Last night he was walking. A little bit. I'll call it walking. It was a little bit of a hobble. Um, and I gave him shit for it. But, you know, he was able to go to dinner. He's in good spirits. So, you know, all will be good. Just gonna take a couple days of soreness. I haven't talked to him today yet, so I don't know if he's gonna be sitting on the stage tonight or if he's gonna try and stand it out. I really don't know yet. So it's gonna be interesting for everyone in Quebec City who's going to the show tonight. We'll see. Man. I hope he's in a chair. I hope he's in. I actually think we should all just like bust out stools and just do the whole show. Do it Eagles style. You know, the
that
Eagles
would be pretty
always,
funny.
Yeah.
That or you good. Just none of you even come out, just play behind the curtains, go like gorillas.
Can we put him out in a chair and then us in the back this time? That would be cool. No, but I mean the show's going to go on, obviously, and right. He'll be fine. He's doing good. Man, I wish I knew though. We still don't know exactly what happened. That's the crazy part. It's like we still don't. There was a necklace that was on stage that like someone said that might have gotten thrown up, and I was like, man, someone would have had to chuck that motherfucker hard. Yeah. So I don't know that was the case, but I kept the necklace anyway because if it is even possibly it, I'm gonna wear it around him and remind him of it, you know. But dude, I'm an asshole. What do you want?
Well, glad he's okay. So
yeah, he will survive, and everything will be. You know, the other thing is that on a serious note, the reason why it was so crazy and we were concerned was because, again, you don't know what it is. Could be a blood clot, you know, like what the fuck, you know? And I mean, that's the serious side of it and the extreme side of it. Obviously, that wasn't the case.
Well, especially with your guys' age too. I mean,
wow, fuck you. Don't lump me into that old man shit. I'm only 38. He's 42. A fucking old man. We definitely laid it on thick about him being old and shit. Fuck, like, man. And it's gonna get worse. He's not gonna hear the end of this one. Like that's the truth.
It's funny, man. Well, like I said, glad he's okay. You guys can still continue on, play the shows. It's not causing any too bad of a disturbance, you know. And his fans got a special treat, man. Yeah, if you want to call it that.
You know, it's funny. On that note, on in that show in Mansfield, basically just outside of Boston, randomly the day before, our friend Virgil Ortiz Jr. shot me a text and said, "Hey, I'm going to be in Mansfield tomorrow." I'm like, "Why?" Because he's from Texas. I was like, "Why the fuck are you going all the way to Massachusetts?" And he just wanted to come to the show. He flew out solo. We got to hang and have some fun together, and he got an interesting show. You know,
yeah, definitely. That was his first time seeing you guys too, right?
First time ever. Ever. I talked to him afterward. He was like, "Dude," he's like, "I know Brian. I hope Brian's okay, but like, he's like, that was like the first show I'd ever been to where I literally know every note, every lyric, everything about this." And he's like, "Man, it was emotional. It was amazing." And I was like, "That's so cool," because he's a buddy of mine. He's been to my house a couple times. We watched wrestling together. We text each other all the time and shit. And he's just there, just like, oh man, yeah. He's doing good. So for those who know Virgil Ortiz Jr., the boxer, he's gonna have to. It looks like he might have to move up in weight because the last fight he was supposed to do a few weeks ago, during his cutting, he passed out and wasn't able to and had to back out of the fight. So he told me he's considering, or maybe he's already made the decision, but I don't know how much I'm supposed to divulge because he tells me shit that I know I'm not supposed to say, but I think well, I'm not saying anything like that though right now.
Okay. Yeah.
This is something that like is probably going to happen, but I'm not saying for sure, but he's going to move up possibly so he doesn't have to cut like that. The dude's 24. This is a thing that we were talking about. His body is still developing and changing. You know what I mean? So you get more dense. You don't get taller, but you get more dense, which is more weight. I know. So, you know, well, for you and me, it's because we're just fucking lazy, but for him, it's just because he's a fucking crazy athlete. Yeah. You know, and in that, you know, he's probably got to go up to 154. He's fighting at 147, you know, and so it looks like he might be going up in weight. So, but which will be interesting to see. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. He's such a good fighter, dude. He's such a good fighter. 19-0 doesn't have it. Yeah. 19-0 don't happen to everybody.
No, that's something special.
Yeah. Yeah. And he's just, like I said, he's just such a good dude. he got to rap with Zach in the dressing room for a while too, and our security guard Travis, who was a Bellator MMA fighter, so they had a lot in common. Well, not a lot, but they had some crossover to discuss there. So
nice,
good time in Mansfield. Good time in Mansfield.
Sounds like it, man. Well, I can't wait to come out and catch one of your shows, man. I've seen you at the festival. I've seen the Vegas show. I want to see the full production. I want to.
Oh yeah, you got to. I was kind of surprised you didn't come out to MSG, my man.
Dude, too much going on. Too much.
It's understandable. It's understandable. But yeah, no, yeah, you got to get out there, man. The stage, the production is very different than what you saw at the festivals in Vegas.
I believe it. Yeah, I'll catch one of the shows. I'm definitely going to be at the Fort Worth show. I'm already planning that. That's where you guys end.
Virgil will be there as well.
Cool.
That is where we end, and Virgil's right around the corner. It's his hometown, so he said he's definitely coming out to that too. So you'll be able to say hi to him there as well.
Nice. That'd be fun, man.
Well, I'm gonna get back to my day. I have to go work out, warm up, do all those fun things before I go play for all these Quebecers out here, which I'm really excited for, man. This is gonna be a great show. I took it easy last night to make sure that I was ready for this show. I'm excited. I'm ready to do it, and then we got Montreal next, which I absolutely love. We got back to back here. I might even convince some of the guys here to go to a strip club with me. Because Montreal strip clubs are different. I love them. They're some of my favorite strip clubs ever. They're just fun, man. They're just really they're just a good time. So hopefully I'll be doing that. And then we have a day off after Montreal too. So
well then do it. Just be careful. Remember, if there's anyone lactating, you don't want to get AIDS.
I forgot about the titty milk story. So absurd. So absurd. That's not real. It's not. That doesn't happen.
I wasn't risking it. I wasn't risking it, man. Yeah.
No, it's a good thing you didn't. Good thing you didn't. Anyone who doesn't get that reference, go back and listen to last Friday's episode. That was a fun one. But everyone at home, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. To anyone who's listening right now on their way to the show, appreciate you. Enjoy your time tonight. Make sure you catch Kim and Alexis on fire before we hit the stage. And have a great time tonight. Stay safe. We all love you. And thanks for listening, everybody, everywhere, whatever you're doing. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Drinks with Johnny with me and Brandon Lombardo. See you guys next time. As always, cheers.
Cheers.